Martin Lappin here with Alternative Heating Solutions. Got the latest G200 inside. It's just a wet, nasty day. Has a manufacture date of August 2019. And normally I wouldn't do this, folks. This building's only half full right now. Last year at this time we wouldn't be doing it in this building as it was still almost clear full. Building next to me, I managed to get it full, but the other ones only got 40 bales of rye straw and maybe 20 bales of horse hay in it. Last year it had a couple hundred. So it's been a rough year for your area farmers. Keep them in your thoughts and prayers, please. I mean, without your farmers, we'd all be naked, hungry, and sober all the time. Now, if you paid attention to our product line, we have a G, which is here, then we had a GS. The internals were all the same, just the cabinet was different on the GS, and it didn't come with any of the options the G has. Now you're going to have just a G series, but it can be bought without the smokeless loading. Here's where your bypass handle would have been. Now you have a load button. No sight glass in the lower door. And they do not come with a shunt pump anymore. If you need it, it can be added at any time, of course. You even got a spot to plug it in. It's controlled by the switch. Still comes with the stuff it used to. There's our water test tubes, or bottles, moisture meter, gallon of treatment, stack, and the ash removal tool, which from the old ones that had two tools to clean them out, you only have one now. There's a diverter behind the refractory that gets it off to either side so you can clean it out with just the one tool. No need to get at it from the back or anything like that. Now, I'm all for competition. Whether you're just playing in a dart league or whatever, a little competition with your team makes you a better player eventually. And you got competition between businesses that are in the same field. Keeps them on their toes, keeps them coming out with new innovation all the time. If it wasn't for competition, we'd probably still all be driving Model Ts. However, when the competition is not being honest or 100% truthful in their advertising, it makes comparing apples to apples near impossible. Now you're trying to compare apples to zucchini and it just don't work. So this is the first video I've done like this, and we're calling the competition out on a few of their fibs. Here we are at the back again, and both competitor A and competitor B have it listed in their advertising that a shunt pump has to be used with a G series. No, it does not. You only need it if you can't meet the minimum flow. If you've done your homework, installed the correct size line and using the correct size pump and did everything else properly, you probably will not need that shunt pump. I have numerous G100s out, several GS100s out. They all have one pump on them. They do just fine, no signs of boiling. And comparator A is even more confused. They seem to think by pulling off the bottom and returning to the top is why we need the circulation pump. Well, guys, several other major manufacturers of outdoor boilers have all gone to pulling from the bottom, returning to the top. Maybe if you tried that on yours, the temps leaving the stove would actually be closer to what your display claims they are. That might take care of the few spot boiling issues people are having with your newest product. Here we are at the back of my personal G200. Heats the house, heats the shop, heats the sidewalk. What we have there is a Taco Delta T pump. When there's little to no load from the house, it idles way down. Probably moves a gallon a minute at best. I can guarantee you if I locked that into high somehow or replaced it with another $26.99 on high, I could shut the valves off to my shunt pump and would have zero issues. Running log storage to the house, log storage to the shop. Both the house and shop have 1-inch copper inside, and they're both reasonably short loops at that. Like I said, if you're doing it properly, you shouldn't really have the need for the shunt pump. And we're going to end the first video here so it doesn't get too long and monotonous. We'll be back with another one with a few more of our comparators fibs. This is Martin Lappin with Alternative Heating Solutions. If the women don't find you handsome, at least they can find you handy.